We're live.
I can't see it all.
Wait, you need glasses?
I don't want your glasses. We're going to call the regular meeting to order. It is now 7 o'clock. Requirement of the Sunshine Law has been met. This meeting was advertised in the Burlington County Times on January the 10th, 2022. An electronic notice was given to the NJAC 5:39-1.5. We will now start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll now have a moment of silence. Roll call.
Committeewoman Berkeley.
Present.
Committeeman Carr.
Present.
Committeewoman Mungo.
Present.
Mayor Henley.
Present.
Committeewoman Wright.
Present.
We will now start with a presentation, the oath of office for Officer Daniel Hurst. Please come forward. Do you have family members or someone want to come?
Come on.
Grab one of them first, if you like.
All of you.
You're welcome. I, Daniel Hurst, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States. That's not true. And to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of a full-time patrolman according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Come on. Nope.
Now we will take a brief break for them to take pictures and celebrate the moment. So,
Is it all right? Let's keep going with it.
you ready? Approval of minutes, October 4, 2022, regular meeting minutes. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Mayor, although that my motion to table is in the minutes, I was a little disappointed that the reason that I made that motion was not in there. So I think in the future, we need to sit down and talk about how to write motions that happens at that in the future, okay?
Certainly. I think that one thing that we could do that would be appropriate if you want to schedule like a meeting after the meeting where we can kind of talk and discuss as a collaborative group what best fits the panel. We could do that. I think that's appropriate. No worries. Roll call?
Berkeley.
Yes.
Carr.
Yes.
Mungo.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Mayor Henley.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
We will now open the meeting to public comment on agenda items only. Please remember to state your name, address for the record. Welcome back. Welcome back.
We got a break from you. Paragraph 138 instead. So on the agenda item, the monthly reports, looking through the police report, it is a question I had. In the police report, on page 2, it's under the activities paragraph, the 6th item down, there was a meeting that Steve and Linda had with Human Services on the 26th of September around homelessness. And I'm just wondering, was there minutes or a transcript of that meeting or an executive sort of summary of that meeting available?
Okay, you want to answer it? Yes, please.
I believe it was an informal meeting, involved human services, but it also involved people from 798 for the local informal meeting to talk about resources and recently have paperwork that we're giving out now anytime we can contact anybody that's needing services.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's what I was curious about. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Nothing else?
When we get to the ordinance.
I got you. Anyone else? Well, no, Mr. Brown. Nah, no, I checked it. The green light's on.
It's picking you up.
There you go.
Oh. If I can see it.
Terrence Brown, Pine Tree Drive. Two things that I think the last meeting, we were talking about the candidates and soliciting, and you asked me to look at a couple of townships that had more explicit language around campaigning and other exemptions. I found two was Esham, Clinton, New Jersey, and Midland Park both have definitions and exemptions where they, on this candidate for elective office, which must comply federal, they are exempt under, this soliciting candidates. I think that's very important because as I've been watching and talking to a lot of people, their thing is, hey, anybody might be, so we want to make sure it's clearly defined to them that, hey, people can operate as the largest the person in the speech, but I think it would be helpful for us as we write the orders to actually have it in there as well, so they can look at it and the second thing was to the licensing fees. The last meeting, we were kind of assured that it included, National Guard and service people, also going to work and talking with people that are in the National Guard, which are here tonight, and they will speak on about how they're going to apply to in this particular bill. So I want to clear definition of is the bill for veterans or can it be inclusive of other service or retired individuals in law enforcement? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Do we have anyone else? Green light. Hold it again.
There you go.
Hey, Council. It's not the NCR 13 stock report. I don't know, it's kind of piggybacking off Kate's thing with the National Guard and Reserve and all that. Can I talk about that, or can you bring it up later?
It's on there.
The ordinance is not the second reading of the public hearing at that time, so you'll give a couple of talks specifically about that ordinance when that's introduced.
This evening? Yeah. I see what you're trying to go, but help me clarify that. I talked to Odie a little bit on the phone, I talked to the phone lines, so I'll help clarify, your wording, if you will. So.
Absolutely. You might as well leave that on.
I think it goes off automatically, because that's off, so.
Anyone else? So we will now close public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Monthly reports, West Hampton Township Police Department report, West Hampton Township Fire and EMS reports. Ordinance, this is the second reading, which will be open to the public. Ordinance authorizing the Township of West Hampton and County of Burlington, New Jersey to amending Chapter 203 of the Code of the Township of West Hampton entitled Solicitors and Canvassers. Do we have any open comments about it? I think Mr. Brown made a comment.
Gary McGarren from Meeting Winstead.
Hey, Gary.
On the second reading of the ordinance, My observation when I was reading the ordinance, it looked like that to register, it had to either be done in person or electronically. I'm just wondering, why not a mail-in option? That could be a benefit, right? You got to think about people that maybe don't have a computer, maybe they can't travel, etc. So, I'm sorry.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. Bob, is that something we can look into?
Yes, I don't think there's nothing separate.
Yeah, just make an amendment. Right.
Either amendment or just to accept.
I mean, according to what everyone else thinks as well. Anyone else?
Mayor?
Yes,
last, meeting, there was a question about who this applied to, and our attorney said that, because the question was about candidates, and it didn't apply to candidates, and asked Wendy, who was very helpful, she said this only applies to someone who actually wants to sell you something. So when it involves money, this would be the no-knock. If someone was not selling you something, a religious, Red Cross wants to give blood, they're not selling, this would not apply to them. It's only for people who are trying to sell you something with money.
Correct. I think that so what happened was, if I'm not mistaken, I think that there was a conversation with, the audience that talked about, like people coming around and knocking on doors and that we should put something in place. So I think that that's where it stemmed from. If I'm not mistaken, it stemmed from the residents asking for it.
Exactly. It's a good idea.
Thank you. Well, no, I didn't. I think Odie did it. So do we have anyone else or no? So do we have a motion?
Mungo motion.
Second, Berkeley?
Roll call?
Berkeley,
Yes.
Starr,
Yes.
Mungo,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Henry.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Second reading, open space comment. 9-2022 ordinance authorizing the Township of West Hampton and County of Burlington, New Jersey to amending Chapter 88 of the Code of the Township of West Hampton entitled Licensing Fees. Do we have, it's open, do we have any open comments? We'll be right with you. Hey, Chris?
Good evening, Chris Alexander, 119 Second Street, Maricopa Village. Just give you a little bit of background on where I'm coming from with this issue. I'm a major in the Army National Guard. I am Vice President of the Veteran Alumni Partners University, and I'm also Chair-elect of the Military Law and Veteran Affairs Section of the State Bar Association. And certainly I'm not here speaking on behalf of the Army or VAVR or the Bar Association, but just to let you know that I do have expertise in laws pertaining to veterans and definitions. So under this ordinance, we're using 38 U.S.C. 101 definitions. So I direct you to section 26 and 27, where it defines the term reserve component service members. So if you want to be inclusive of the National Guard and all the reserves, which covers everything from the Army Reserve to actually the Space Force Reserve now, you would need to include that language. So I simply ask that you include the language, reserve component service forces, in this ordinance to make it inclusive of all service members. Thank you.
Eric Brown, 138 Winston Drive. Comment on the second reading of the ordinance 9-2022. The ordinance is strictly, it's being strictly applied to only members of the armed services. I would comment that I think that maybe broaden it to include all of the uniformed services, right? So that would include all 8 uniformed services of the United States. Specifically, if people aren't familiar, the Uniform Public Health Service Corps and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Corps. Ironically, there's a NOAA station directly across the street from the library. So I think if you're going to do this, if you're honoring service, the public health service are on the front line mitigating against pandemics, etc. And certainly with climate change and the environment, the folks that dedicate their lives to serve in NOAA probably are worthy of our acknowledgement and recognition of their service in uniform. So that's my comment on that. So thank you.
Thank you. You still have a comment, sir, or no?
Daniel Consiero for Denise Board. What's up to say the eloquently seated, but I actually work for the reserve component as public affairs guy, and do see that all the time at work. People do get confused when we put out different types of opportunities for people. They always get hung up on the active duty part of it. They say, well, the reserves qualify for this, or the National Guard qualify for this. So I know from firsthand experience that wording does matter. I appreciate everything you guys are trying to do, but I support changing the verbiage so it doesn't confuse people.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
So,
I think so, if I'm not mistaken, Bob, you talked about in the middle of the week, just amending it slightly to make sure that we cover those things?
yeah, I think on introduction, there's some discussion, between Councilwoman Berkeley and, Mr. Carr, and clearly the intent of the legislation was to include National Guard and, all members of the services, so, and reservists, National Guard and reservists. So I think that if you wanted to amend, if you want to have a motion to amend the ordinance, it would be simply a clarification, and not a substantive change.
So do we pass the ordinance knowing that we're going to amend it, or what do you
There
think?
would have to be a motion to amend it to include, language to include National Guard.
And then we're able to amend it but still pass it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Do we have a motion to amend?
I move to amend this ordinance to include all uniformed services, reservists, and the National Guard. To include those in this list, please.
Don't whisper, say it loud.
A second. I wasn't sure she was done talking, I was waiting.
Roll call.
We need a second, Mr. Mayor.
I second.
She, second.
I'm sorry, I didn't have,
Sorry,
thank
I'm
you.
gonna hit you with the she. Jamie, second.
Berkeley,
Yes.
Carr,
Yes.
Mungo,
Yeah.
Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Henley.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Resolutions. 150-22, payment of vouchers. This resolution approves the payment of bills through 10/18/2022. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Berkeley,
Yes.
Carr,
Yes.
Mungo,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Henley.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
151-22, resolution authorizing purchase of playground equipment. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize the purchase of playground equipment.
Second, right.
Any discussion?
Is this, I know we were approached with two different versions. Is this the lesser expensive version or the other expensive version? Less? Okay, thank you.
Roll call.
Berkeley,
Yes.
Carr,
Yes.
Mungo,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Henley.
Yes.
Motion carries.
OPM mailbox and correspondence, there are none. We will now open the meeting for public comment. Please remember to state your name and address for the record. Yes, ma'am.
Lori, you just 14 months ago, just one comment after last month's meeting that's directed at you guys. If you guys can't get along, then that's a problem. 2 words I have to say is be kind, please, because you represent us. Thank you.
I think you're right, ma'am. Sorry, I appreciate your feedback. Anyone else? All in favor to close from public comment?
Aye.
Dates to remember, next date scheduled meeting, November 1st at 7 p.m. Recruiting event at Camden County College on October 19th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make sure I get this right. Trunk or treat, October 29th, 3 to 5 p.m. at West Hampton Middle School. Rabies clinic, November 12th, 9 to 11 a.m. at West Hampton Municipal Building. The administrator's report?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I would like to thank our deputy clerk for doing such a fantastic job for the last 2 meetings that I was unable to attend. She's doing very well, and I'm very, very proud of her. Secondly, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Carr on passing his bar exam. That is quite an accomplishment. I'm sure his friends and family are very happy. Next, I'd like to give a quick update on the playgrounds purchase. Just as Ms. Berkeley had asked, We did select the lower of the two bids that we received, or quotes that we received for the playground equipment, but we were actually able to negotiate that a little bit further down in cost and saved about $9,000 in labor costs. So our Public Works team is going to disassemble the current playground equipment so that we don't have to pay the extra expense of having the outside company do that.
Very
for
nice.
us. I just wanted to give another update on the ladder truck that our Chief Farnsworth has been doing his best to find the best pricing for the truck that we need for the township rather than just getting a stock truck from any company. He's been doing a great job of researching and finding other companies that can provide a better solution for what this township actually needs. Quick update on the road program. We completed the Rancocas and Howell roads. These were projects that were actually originally approved in 2021. But we needed to rebid due to PSE&G involvement. So we were able to get that done this year, thankfully, because PSE&G had backed out of their initial plans to tear up the road after we had planned to pave it. Also, we have Roberts and Treetop that are scheduled for a bid opening on November the 9th. Clarification on the no-knock, again, what Ms. Berkeley had said, it does prevent solicitation for financial gain. It's not to discourage informational, religious, or political affiliations from coming door to door. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Committee liaison reports. Any comments from committee team, committee township members?
Mr. Mayor, the Land Development Board had a discussion on the master plan review. It's also available for public review on the website, so I encourage all our residents, everyone who is very concerned about it, to take a look at all the changes that are being recommended and put in front of the Land Development Board. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
I'd like to congratulate Officer Herb for being sworn in tonight. I'd also like to thank Chief Farnsworth and the fire department. Despite the weather last week, they were able to pull off their open house. We disappointed I didn't get to see the helicopter land in my backyard, but nonetheless, they had a great outcome, so thank you for that. And I'd also like to thank Jim DiDonato is here. He's our new superintendent of schools in West Hampton, and I know that West Hampton staff and students are very honored to have you here serving our community. So I appreciate you being here tonight to meet all of us, and thank you for your service too.
Good.
Public Works has completed the basketball courts at Holly Hill. They did a phenomenal job. I invite you to stop by and take a look.
Thank you.
Great. Congratulations, Otis, on passing the bar.
Thank you.
I'm glad it's not me. And it's correct, I was at the firehouse. What a wonderful open house. I know that we didn't have as many people as normal because of the rain, but some things just really, as I told the chief, really impressed me, that the squad was so excited to show off all the new equipment that they had, that they got through grants, thanks to the government and thanks to you. And it was quite evident that they love their jobs. They love West Hampton. They just enthusiastic. And what they kept telling me is they love working for Craig. They just think he's the best chief they've ever worked for, which is nice to hear. Congratulations, Mr. DiDonato. Welcome. Yes, I've also heard wonderful things, and I know I'm just excited that you're here. And we can do things together, hopefully, with the township committee. At the firehouse, there was a gentleman that came up to me, and I didn't know who he was, and he said, "Are you Nancy?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "My daughter won second place in the Black History contest, essay contest." And he said, that just made her year. She was so excited. She can't wait till next year to write an essay for this. So it's nice to know that we do work together, and that the kids were really brought up. The kids really appreciate it, and it pumps them up to do even better. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Last but certainly not least, thank you to our police, fire, administrator, solicitor, Sam, for being here tonight and helping us out. And again, I also want to second the congratulations to Sam, who was able to hold it down for us. Our administrator was out for a little bit. welcome, Jim. I look forward, I think, we exchanged text messages. I look forward to working with you and just as a government body, making sure that, one of the things that we're A-minus rated town. And, one of the things that's important that keeps us as an A-minus rated town is, our schools. So I know that you're up to the test to handle that and, coming from a good area where you're able to continue to build your resume. So welcome, and I appreciate it. Thanks for the residents that came out. And listen, and thanks for your input as far as, with the parking spots and with the vets and National Guard. By all means, I'm pretty sure that you guys know that there was no offense involved. It was more or less just making sure that, we put something in place that hadn't been in place. I say we, but, Otis, he wanted to put something in place that was close to his heart and make sure that, we offer something that we hadn't offered previously. But, when you cross new bridges, sometimes you have to make some adjustments to make sure we do it perfectly. And one thing that I can guarantee is that the next time that it's done, it'll make sure it's done in a perfect manner. So again, thanks for your input. And as you can see, we had kind of discussed it earlier in the week, making some adjustments. And with that being said, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Mungo, motion.
Berkeley, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You guys don't forget to sign.
Did we fix the bottom of it?